Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sop. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Joshua Water in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I'll take up a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akim, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo Hebrew language. Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rokah Kodash Mahamah. In the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Double honors to the apostles of Lion Dance Camp. Salutations to the Akins who are on the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well, this just came up. This video says here they just took over AI, and the dark truth about 6G changes everything. Yep, the title of this lesson, 6G is coming, but also the Motb. Okay? That's how close and how fast things are moving. I'm going to try to play the whole video and then do my lesson. Hopefully I can, it will go in. But let's see what happens. Anyway, here we go.
Bombshell. He's going to strip state governments of their power to regulate AI. That means no more state-level oversight, no more local checks, and all of this is happening when we're about to get hit by 6G, a network designed to connect every device, every camera, every sensor, and even future implants into one system. And while the experts are screaming on top of their lungs about the upcoming threat, the legacy media and the people in power refuse to even acknowledge it. That's exactly why I'm going to expose all of it in this video and tell you what the hell they're doing behind the scenes. And we have to start with something President Trump said a couple of months ago during his visit to the UK.
So we're taking the next logical step with a historic agreement on science and technology partnerships, and this will create new government, academic, and private sector cooperation in areas such as AI, which is taking over the world. I'm looking at you guys. You're taking over the world, Jensen. I don't know what you're doing here. I hope you're right. All I can say is we both hope you're right. But it's pretty amazing. Quantum computing, fusion, 6G, and civil nuclear energy, and align our nations through the approach of centered deregulation and innovation. And we're going to have a lot of deregulation and a tremendous amount of innovation.
He was joking around like he always does, but did you notice how he suddenly looked almost nervous while talking to the NVIDIA CEO about their AI plans? What does he know about these grand AI plans that we don't? Now, his comments shook a lot of people because he wasn't just talking about AI. He was talking about bringing 6G to the country at a time when members of his own administration were still fighting the rollout of 5G.
They are putting in place all of these technological mechanisms for control we've never seen before. It's been the ambition of every totalitarian state from the beginning of mankind to control every aspect of behavior, of conduct, of thought, and to obliterate dissent. Within 5 years, we're going to see 415,000 low-orbit satellites. Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day. They're putting in 5G to harvest our data and control our behavior. Digital currency that will allow them to punish us from a distance and cut off our food supply.
Back then, most people brushed it off. They assumed the president was talking big to attract investment, to boost America's image in the AI race. Just long-term ideas and nothing immediate. But now, those same people are stunned because President Trump is no longer hinting. He's openly saying he'll sign an executive order to stop states from regulating AI. No more independent state laws, just one rule from the federal government. And this isn't some sudden move either. This administration already tried to do it through the big, beautiful bill.
It's a terrible idea for the same reasons it's always been a terrible idea, Steve, which is to give these companies, these mega companies, multinationals, 10 years where they can do whatever the heck they want. And we all know what they're going to do. Here's what they'll do. They're going to come after everything that is yours, your name, your image, your likeness. They're going to take it. Anything you put out on the web, any of your pictures, any of your kids' pictures, your grandkids are going to take them. They're already doing it. And what are you getting compensated for it? Nothing.
At that time, 99 out of 100 senators voted against removing state authority. That was also the moment Marjorie Taylor Greene first broke ranks and accused President Trump and his administration of pushing for dangerous federal overreach in AI.
I had told the White House I couldn't vote for it. There's no way, because we get a vote again. Everybody needs to understand that. It comes back to the House and we get to vote again. There's no way I can destroy state rights, and there's no way I can let AI have free reign and the potential destruction that it could have for 10 years without states being able to protect themselves and the people that live there and their jobs and their children. And it was too big of an issue to get me to a yes on, and I'm just thrilled. And 99-1, that does show you that there's some voices in the president's ear that are not telling him the truth.
As you can see, this isn't a partisan fight. Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, everyone agrees on one thing. Washington cannot be allowed to take away state power over a technology this explosive. But that's exactly what's happening. And what makes all of this even scarier is the timing. They're stripping states of control at the exact moment they're preparing to roll out a full 6G network in this country. And notice how the mainstream media refuses to even talk about what 6G really is. They act like it's just the next upgrade, just faster internet. But it's not. 6G is being built only for AI, and it's going to be controlled by AI. Now, that's already scary, but let me show you what the CEO of Qualcomm revealed about it.
This is where 6G is coming. Every generation of wireless, it's a problem to solve. 2G was about making sure everyone in the world could have a telephone. 3G, connecting the phone to the internet. 4G, giving broadband to a mobile device and turn that into a computer. 5G is to allow all of us to have unlimited data rates and have mission critical communication. What is 6G? 6G is designed for AI. So in addition of the networks making connectivity and give you faster connections, will sense everything around you.
So basically, 6G waves will be able to track us in real time, and all of that information will be fed directly into AI systems, which, once again, will take control over every digital device we own.
For example, we run experiments. We put our radio into a room, and you can have a baby in a crib, and just as the baby inhale and exhale and his chest moves, you have a disturbance in the RF environment, and we can actually get the heart rate monitor from the baby in the receiver of the radio. You take the AI to the next level, you can actually get facial recognition of everybody in the room. That's going to be done at scale at a 6G network, and that's more context.
Now, of course, they say this data will be used to understand our behavior and make us more productive. But every expert who's actually paying attention can see where this is going. Don't forget, governments and corporations already influence our lives through algorithms and social engineering. But if they know our every move, every habit, every impulse, their power becomes absolute. Suddenly, we can see why they think elections will be irrelevant.
Technology now is, and digital technologies mainly have an analytical power. Now we go into a predictive power, and we have seen the first examples, and your company very much involved into it. But then the next step could be to go into a prescriptive mode, which means you do not even have to have elections anymore, because you can already predict predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be.
Now, here's the wildest part.
Most music have to have some kind
Slovakia.
of one-size-fits-all workout.
You know how it is. Give me a minute.
But you do music,
There you go.
Here's the wildest part. 6G won't just track people who use AI devices. It will track everyone. These signals don't just stop at your phone or your home. They blanket entire cities. So, unless you're completely off the grid and lost in the wilderness, you're inside the system. Doesn't matter if you wanted this or not. And this total visibility is exactly why tech billionaires are convinced AI bots and drones will eliminate crime.
There's something going on in a shopping center, and I'll stop. A drone goes out there, get there way faster than a police car. There's no reason for, by the way, high-speed chases. You shouldn't have high-speed chases between cars. You just have a drone follow the car. I mean, it's very, very simple. And the new generation of autonomous drones.
I think we may be able to give people, if somebody's committed crime, a more humane form of containment of future crime, which is if you say, like, you now get a free Optimus, and it's just going to follow you around and stop you from doing crime. But other than that, you get to do anything. It's just going to stop you from committing crime. That's really it. You don't have to put people in like prisons and stuff. It's pretty wild to think of the various of all the possibilities, but I think it's clearly the future.
They're building a future where free will becomes questionable, where every decision is watched, measured, and predicted. A world where you won't even feel safe speaking against the government, let alone doing something illegal. And if our states lose their rights to regulate AI and 6G, this world will become a reality whether we like it or not. These mad billionaires will introduce the same insane programs in the US that they're running in the rest of the world.
AI will play a role not only in the scientific discovery side for new vaccines and drugs, but AI will play an incredible role in the delivery as well.
There we go. That's all I want you to hear. I mean, the whole thing, okay? But that last part, right? So, again, the title of this lesson, 6G is coming, but also the MOTB. It's just that they like to speak in what they call that terminology, right? So look how close and how fast things are moving. And then, of course, they picked the number 6, which also that has a lot to do with scripture, right? 666, the mark of the beast. I want to go to Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael, right? That's the big Mike, the angel, okay? That's the one that does not forgive no one when he is sent out with his host of army down to earth, okay? Stand up, the great prince which stands for the children of thy people. There shall be a time of trouble. Give me a minute. Such as never was seen. There was a nation even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. That's how close we are getting. 2026 is around the corner, and look what they are coming out with. So now they're going to move much faster. Things are going to get real ugly, because once they activate G6, the host here said, if you're not living in the woods with no technology, everything that you do, I mean, even your heartbeat, right? That's how aggressive they're going to become with technology. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 26. Verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chamber, and shut thy doors about thee. hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Yep. We keep telling our people, repent, come back to Yahweh Shai, hide yourself under his wing. Okay? Look what happened to to our people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, right? The first time they shut down, since they didn't come to Yahweh Shai, they went running to Egypt, right? To take some juice, and now they regret it. Also, look what's happening now with the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds who are working in fields like nurses, therapists, and so on. They're removing the word professional, right? So not only G6 is going to be the moment where a lot of jobs are going to be, laying people off more and more, especially our people. But it's going to be even in taking over the Department of Police. Okay? Yep. And probably even the fire department. Verse 21. Salakia. For behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquities. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. No. Everything is going to be recorded, everything's going to be seen, everything's going to be known, right? Because these wicked Edomites, they want to know God's people, who they are, when they go on the highways and byways, where they live, what they do besides going in the highways and byways, where they work, right? They're getting ready. They have to put a stop of the word going out. Isaiah 54, give me a minute, chapter 54. Oh, what happened? Verse 7. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercy would I gather thee. Okay? So we gotta, keep doing the work to the best of our ability. But yeah, famine of the word is also getting closer as well. Verse 8, in a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindnesses would I have mercy on thee, said Yahweh, thy Redeemer. Yep. Things are going to get worse. Look how fast. Now 6G. And it's going to be controlled by AI. Wow. Yeah, we already knew this was coming, but look how fast it's here already, right? I want to go to Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Yeah. Same way that the Edomites said there's nowhere for us to hide, right? Well, we're telling the wicked, the Edomites, and 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, there's nowhere for them to hide either. We can't hide nowhere unless Yahweh Shai is the one that decides to, to hide us from the wicked hand that's going to come upon the whole world. You heard what Trump said, right? They're going to control the whole world, to take over the whole world. Okay, I want to go to Matthew chapter 25. Give me a minute. Chapter 25. verse 45. Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of these least of these, yet did it not to me. Okay? So the way they treated our King of Kings, Lord of Lords, right? They're gonna be treating us as well. If you don't, they're gonna cross the lines. What I'm saying, right? They're gonna touch the apple of Yahweh Bashin Yahushai's people. Okay, when he told them don't do that, but they can't help it, right? The wicked cannot help it because they want total control, and they have to, some way somehow they gotta stop the 144,000 chosen elect, which is gonna be all men, receiving the perfect new body that never get old, never die, never get sick, and spiritual powers. They're gonna have Superman powers, right? Which I hope and pray I'm one of them. Okay, and also he's coming for 1/3 men, women, and children. So they gotta stop that. Okay, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure. Well, I already saw the video. See if I can play it if I finish this on time. That they do talk about how that's how come they're having bunkers under the ground, because when they unleash 6G, you know that these Edomites are gonna go high under the ground. Because they don't know the outcome. Okay, they don't know how wicked to what level is 6G AI is going to become. As a what you will call it, a Frankenstein, a monster. Okay. I want to go to Proverbs chapter 14. Salakia. In other words, they're going to unleash the beast system. That's what they're really doing. Verse 7. To do their dirty work while they go in high. Go from the presence of a foolish man, while thou preserve not in him the lips of knowledge. Yeah, they don't have knowledge. They are foolish people, foolish men, right? Using their wicked science. Using their wicked science, right? Their fake false science, not convincing people, threatening the whole world that you have to bow down to me or else. Right? Verse 8. The wisdom, is it 8 that I want to go? Give me a minute. Proverbs 14. Slakia. No, I want to go to the, jump to verse 31. Slakia. He that oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he that honors him has mercy on the poor. Well, since they're not going to have mercy on us, they do not get mercy. Okay, they don't get salvation. The Edomites, they don't get redeemed, right? They don't get mercy. So, and they're sure not going to be getting grace. I want to go now to Proverbs 17. Give me a minute. Chapter 17, verse 5. Whoso mocks the poor reproaches his maker, and he that is glad at calamities shall not be unpunished. Yeah. Listen, things are going to get ugly in 2026, that's for sure. Okay? But things are going to get real ugly when Yahushua comes back with the host of angels, right? And those so-called UFOs, the Bible calls them chariots or clouds, and he starts moving furniture, like my Bishop Canuck said at camp. Then the whole world is going to know who's powerful, right? It ain't going to be AI. They're just getting AI ready because they know that Yahushua is getting closer to be sent to earth. Zechariah chapter 2. Chapter 2, verse 8. Give me a minute. For those saying, Yahweh of hosts, after the glory has he sent me unto the nations which spoils you. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eyes. Listen, not only Yahushua you got to worry about who are wicked, okay, but the host of angels as well, and Big Mike, the angel, okay? So yeah, it's going to get real interesting. Song 17, because what we sing in movies, now we're going to see it in real life. Sound effect and everything. Song chapter 17, verse 8, and I'll go from 8 all the way to 13. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. Yeah, hide me under the chariots, because what these wicked are going to unleash. You already heard that. Instead of sending a police car, they're going to send drones, right? And if you break the law, instead of throwing you in prison, they're going to have a robot with you 24 hours. Huh? Crazy, right? Verse 9. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemy, who compasses me about. Okay? Going to verse 10. They are enclosed in their own fat. Yeah. Pride. They're eating good, living good, right? All right. With their mouth, they speak proudly. Verse 11. They have now compassed us in our steps. Yeah, they sure have. Especially when they have people taking the Motb and putting it in them, you know, that they can go to a AI job and tell we need you to speak this kind of language, and all they got to do is download it, and voila. And since those who did not take the Motb inside of them, right, they won't be able to download the language or whatever skill that AI G6 is going to ask, okay? So, yep, it's going to get real serious. Us in our steps, they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Yeah, with those side dishes. You know, now they're watching everything, and now they can pick what exactly they want to remove. Okay? Verse 12, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Yeah, because now with technology, they are hiding, lurking, right, which is illegal, by the way. What's his name again? Give me a minute. His name was Nixon, right? Impeachment for Watergate, for spying inside America, right? Breaking the law. Well, these wicked corporations as well, the Edomites in power, are breaking the law. But you know, the Supreme Court doesn't care, right? They're involved in it too. Okay, verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Yeah, they got the sword, right? The technology, the weapons, and the blessing. And that's how come we need Yahweh Shai to come back and remove, which that's what he's going to do, remove the blessing and remove them from power also, and remove their kingdom from the face of the earth, and put these wicked into slavery for 1,000 years. Right? Now, they don't like that we say this, but hey, the facts are the facts. They committed treason. Right? They keep committing treason. So I'll leave it with Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. Give me a minute. 12 verse 3, and then see if I can play a little bit more. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightnesses of the firmament, right, in the sky. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Woo! It's getting serious. Let me put a little bit more, and then I'll close it down. Here we go.
Companies to understand all of the world's languages, including all the dialects of Africa and Asia. So even the poorest will, just with a cell phone, be able to talk and have a virtual doctor, a virtual tutor, a virtual agricultural advisor. In fact, our goal is very simple, that the poorest in the world should benefit first from AI, not be 10 or 20 years behind, which is normally the case.
And while we suffer the consequences, they'll be hiding in the bunkers they've been building all over the world.
Avoid a crisis. He estimates this could push unemployment to 20% within 1 to 5 years. I'd be interested to see if you think that that's conservative or on point. Is this kind of looming disruption why the billionaires are building bunkers?
Yes, actually, it's one of the reasons. Generally, it's what they do, but I know a lot of AI CEOs now who've cancelled all public appearances, especially in the wake of Charlie Kirk and things like that.
Well, with that I say, Shalom.